to today's Friday show. I just thought I'd come back with another podcast. As I was saying there, this is episode 40. I'm going to go over and above the episodes now. It just says I'm on the OT website here. Harris offer to enter negotiations on Garda rosters. Obviously something's changed there. Information there. The Garda Commissioner has offered to enter negotiations with Garda associations on the disputed issues of rosters. Drew Harris met the four associations representing all Garda ranks, from chief superintendents to rank and file members. So that's happening anyway. It wasn't happening early on in the week. And then threat level against politician has risen, says Taoiseach. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar has said the threat level against politicians has risen in recent times, and what happened outside Leinster House yesterday was wrong. So that's according to the Taoiseach there. He said Taoiseach has said the threat level against politicians has gone up, and Concorla was on the news there. Sean O'Farrell said tonight the review of security at Leinster House involving the Garda and senior officials at the Oireachtas is now underway, and the matter will be carefully considered. As I was saying, they're looking into the security now around the Dáil. Whether they'll change it or not, that's another thing. I'm not sure, but that's the latest according to on the RTE website. And then more about the RTE says it cannot supply exit package details to PAC. And then there's more about the Stardust manager never saw fire, exit locked, says the inquest that was on there today. And that's on the RTE website. And then on the sport, there's more about I love it. Farrell admires box forward thinking. He says they're superpowers, and I was right about that. And it'd be interesting to see now what happens on Sunday. Ireland head coach Andy Farrell was always going to be asked about South Africa's 7-1 bench bit for Saturday night's World Cup showdown in Paris. It's been the talk of town since Jacques Nables named his squad on Tuesday. On the occasion, at 21 up in the game that finished 35-7, the world champion introduced all 7 forwards on the 47 minute. Farrell names an orthodox 5-3 bench split when he revealed his lineup containing one change to side. So it'd be interesting to see how both packs do on Saturday. I just hope Ireland win anyway. That's then on that. And then Gritty Patterson could tilt scales in European favours. That's then more about the golf, according to Greg Allen there on the golf tour. He just says, as I was saying, Liam Maguire will tee off in the third match of tomorrow's morning's opening session of the Solheim Cup, with European captain Susan Patterson hinting that the 20-year-old cabin woman could be a linchpin player in all 5 seasons, just as she was in her unbeaten MPV performance. Leanne, I just think she's the type of player you would like to keep on the course at all times. As I was saying, comparing her to Rory McIlroy is good, all right, and she's very. People think a lot of her there, and I won't blame her. And then on the soccer thing, I'm not sure now what's the Premier. I was going to go to the English League there, the fixtures then. First of all, I go to the League of Ireland matches. There's matches there on Friday, I see. So Longford Town and Waterford Football Club. Now, if I was a betting man, I'd go for Waterford Football Club there. And that's the first match then that's played on Friday. And then the Cove Ramblers and Finn Harps. That's an interesting one as well. I'd go for Finn Harps in that. And then Kerry and Galway United. There's only one winner there. Galway United. They're storming this league. Treaty United and Athlone Town. I go for Athlone Town there. And Wexford and Bray. Bray are losing a lot so far, but I suppose I'll go for Bray there. And then the tables. The table so far are Go United out in front with 76 points. Waterford Football Club with 61 and Cove Ramble is 51. Athlone Town 46 and then Wexford on fire 42. Longford Town 38 and then Bray with 36. So Bray have a lot of work to do to get back. I think it's 6th spot or 5th spot. I'm not sure, to get back into contention there in that league. So it's a rough task there for Bray to even consider getting back there. And then in the Premiership, there's matches there. Shamrock Rovers are out in front. Sligo Eurovers versus Derry City. For that match, I give it to Derry City. UCD and Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers, I suppose. That's matches on Friday as well. And then St. Patrick's Athletic and Dundalk. I give that to Dundalk. And then Shelbourne and Cork City. I give that to Shelbourne. And then Drogheda United and Bohemian Football Club. I give that to Bohemians. So there are my predictions there in the league matches there on Friday. And then the tables are Shamrock Rovers are out in front with 58, Derry City 54, St. Patrick's Athletic 50, and Bohemians 47, Shelbourne 46. And then the relegation zone, it's UCD are with 10 and Cork then have 27. So I'm not sure. I think it's one spot there as far as I know. And then the English League, I'm just going through the leagues like this. The English League, the matches then on Saturday. There's matches on Saturday there. Crystal Palace and Fulham. That's on at 3 o'clock. I'd give that to Crystal Palace. And then Luton Town and Wolverhampton Wanderers. If I was a betting man, I'd give that to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester City and Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, I suppose. And Brentford and Everton. I'd give that to Everton, I think. And then the last match then on Saturday is Burnley and Man United. That's on at 8 o'clock. I'd give that to Man United, although they're having a poor run in there so far. And then Liverpool and West Ham United. That's on Sunday. I'd give that to Liverpool. Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspurs. The way Arsenal are playing, I'd give it to Arsenal. They're having a good run so far. And Brighton and Hove Albion versus AFC Bournemouth. I'd give that to Brighton. Evan Ferguson probably is playing on Sunday. Chelsea and Aston Villa. I'd give that to Chelsea. And then the last match then on Sunday is Sheffield United and Newcastle United, and I'd give that to Newcastle United. So I've giving you predictions there in the league. And then Manchester City, that match then out in front there with 15. Tottenham Hotspurs have 13. Liverpool have 13, so they're in third spot. Arsenal are on fourth with 13, and Brighton and Albion, they're doing very well with 12. They're on fifth. And then the relegation zone there is Burnley with 1 point and Luton Town with 0, so they're 19 and 20 spot. So I just thought I'd go through the league there. That makes a good reading. So, and then the rugby matches. If I can get the league there, there's more about the rugby matches here. Predictions here. Dumpy injury overshadows 14 try demolition of Nambia. I see France were playing there tonight, and it was France 96, Nambia 0. So I think France are probably out in front of it on the table now. So that was a huge win. So that was that score there. So the match that I was saying, Ireland are playing on Saturday. They're playing on South Africa. So everyone will be looking at that, I'm sure. And then the entertainment section then, there's more about Patrick Keelty and Sheehan Kalsaki excel in Ballywater. According to RTE website, it's doing well. Sean just says it gets 4-star rating, and it's his second Late Late Show this Friday night coincides with the arrival of his first film On the big screen, Kilty has become the latest to provide a theory that you can do comedy, you can do drama. It's if it's prominence on TVs and push. It charts the friendship between Kilty and Ireland, two disaster areas who are randomly thrown together as they try to pick their way through personal rubble. He's not allowed to drive, she's not supposed to be driving a taxi. They rinse and repeat. Life sees them bicker from Ballywalter into Belfast and back every week. So it's be an interesting spec. It gives good review there and it's 4 stars, so you should check that out on the cinema. It'd be interesting to see who he has on the settee this week. It's not listed as such yet, but I'm sure he'll have a good catering this week. And then on the business news, Ryanair to reduce winter schedule from Dublin Airport. Ryanair said it's reducing its winter schedule out of Dublin because of increased passenger charges, the airport capital spending decision, and its failure to deliver a meaningful environment incentive scheme. So that's on that. So then I was just going to go then to the Wicklow website. As I was talking about on my other podcast on the Wicklow Bray people, there's matches there on this week, and Bray are playing. Bray are playing in the senior match early on in the day. It's on Saturday and it's on at 5 o'clock. Bray Emmets versus Glenealy. It's a rehearsal. What happened already? I was at the match. Bray won the first day, but this match I think will be a lot closer. It's played at 5 o'clock, and John Keenan is refereeing. It's played on Saturday at 5 o'clock. So I would pick Bray if I was a betting man. I'd pick Bray there for that match. They're playing well at the moment, but it could be close as well. So that's all I'd say. With the Christy Morehouse playing, he's gonna get scores there. And then on the Sunday, there's intermediate as well on the Sunday intermediate hurling championship. Carnew and Bray Emmets. That's on Sunday. It's on at 12 o'clock. And then the other match then is the senior hurling match. It's Carnew versus Kiltegan, and that's the match. I don't know who I'd give that. I'd probably give it to Carnew, but it's going to be touch and go. So they're the matches there. And on Saturday, I just thought, on Saturday and Sunday, I thought I mentioned it. That's a big day for Wicklow, and they put a lot. And then the hurling final, then, and that'll probably be in October sometime. But it looks as if Bray are going to win it again, but there could be they could make a life difficult for them, all right, in that grade. And I did mention it already on the Bray people yesterday's episode. So, and then on the Irish Independent, as I scroll the paper, there's more about the Temple Street scandal. Health Minister confirms clinical raised concerns a year ago about spinal service. This more about this story there on that. As I was saying there, it's a terrible news there. Just says clinicals raised concerns about Temple Bar scandal a year ago. The Minister for Health has confirmed, adding that it's clear other people knew of the scandal affecting children. Stephen Donnelly also said it is clear that other people knew that non-medical devices were used in operation on children. It is very important and foremost people immediately raise a flag. We must have a culture where it's someone sees something, they raise a flag that would appear not to have happened. Professionals should have felt safe and secure in making such a report. So, meanwhile, the comprehensive report into child spinal crisis will not be delivered before the end of the year, says Minister Donnelly. So that's that news then on the Irish Independent. That's the main news then on the news. And then devastation mum thanks superstar charity for bringing body of tragic son 10 from Morocco home. It just says Emi died while living in the North African country with his father, having spent the first 9 years of life in Belfast. Devastating mum Elizabeth Rima is getting her son home from Morocco thanks to the Kevin Bell Reparational Trust. So that's good. That's good work there. And then there's a bit about the new Clare football manager. New manager ready to do his thing his way. This is Tralee native. He's managing Clare the year ahead. Mark Fitzgerald. I think we can learn a load from other sports, according to what he's saying there. And then it shows you a picture of Ryan Tubridy breaks cover as he launches Tony Houlihan's memoir. So Ryan Tubridy was on hand to launch former chief Tony Houlihan's eagerly awaited memoir on Thursday evening. The former Late Late Show has been keeping a low profile in Ireland since that. We Need to Talk recounts Dr. Houlihan's life, including steering Ireland through the COVID. As I was saying there, that would make a good read there for anyone that was finding life difficult in COVID. He says everything what happened, and Ryan Tubridy seems to be launching the book. So that's then. And Micheál Martin denounces racist-like behaviour of Dáil protesters as security may be increased around politicians' homes. According to that, it's frightening when you come to think of it that this is going on in these years. So that is all the news then on the Irish Independent, and I go to the sport. The latest on the sports is Brighton suffered disappointing defeat to AK Athens on European debut. They lost 3-2. I was looking at it on the television there. And France's World Cup fares as Antonio Dupont leaves the field injured after red card. So he is seemingly a big player there that got injured. So that's then. And Liverpool overcome early last goal, secure opening European win. So that's then on that. So I just thought I'd go through that as well. And then on the 42 website, it says more about Ireland. Ireland stick with the usual plan. It's the box change who have changed. So that's Andy Farrell about Andy Farrell as well. And France sweat under Pooh, facial injury after trashing of Nambu. So that's that. Callagher starts as Liverpool open Europa League campaign with come from behind win. So as I was saying, that was the same news then on that I was reading out there. So I just thought I'd come back with another podcast anyway, and hope you enjoyed today and Friday's thing. It's always difficult, as I was saying there, to make good news in this. I was going to go to now the Irish in the Times to see what the spread is there. It's the same reading on this paper. It just says more about on the sports paper. It says more about David Bourne reveals he skipped surgery to play in latest stage of last year's championship. He's a Dublin player actually, and that's the bit of news then on that. And people from good GA families can have bad character, according to Kieran Murphy. That's on his article. And Mickey Hart set to become the new Derry senior football manager, which that is an old story, as you know. He's going to Derry. He left Louth, so be interesting to see how he does at Derry. Louth are managerless at the moment. They're looking for a new manager, so I wonder who'll get it. And I wonder what will happen with Derry there. Derry have a good team, so they should do well here under Mickey. So that's then on that. And then former Tipperary hurler Eamon O'Shea on his late mother's dementia. I look intensely at her eyes in photos, and I see Eamon O'Shea is also going to Galway. That was on the Hogan stand. He's going to help Henry Shefflin out, so that's more news then on that. And that's then all the news then on the sports news on that. I'll just go to the Irish Times. The main on the front page there, it shows you about Tony Houlihan and Ryan Tubridy. They're launching the book. Noel Kelly insists his contract be paid in full when cuts proposed in 2019, according to the paper there. And then, who are the Oireachtas protesters and what were they protesting against? There's an article as well about that, and it shows you the two there on the paper. So that's all it shows you. And then review of Temple Street spinal surgery could take at least a year, says HSE chief. So then that's the main news then on that. A US student gets stuck into Dáil mob confrontation on first day as political intern. And then Succession, then there's going to Succession with Robert Murdoch. Robert Murdoch stepping down as chairman of Fox and News Corp. So that was on the news there, and they played the Succession song. So they're comparing it to Succession, the TV series, with Murdoch. And then before I go, I was just going to finish with international news, the Sky News thing. I always check that out usually, and before I go on the Friday here. So Biden announces new aid package for Ukraine. 5,000 without power in Russia after exposure war. Latest. It just says the latest there. For Zelensky is in the US to shore up support as uneasy about aid to Kyiv grows among the Republicans. Meanwhile, Poland says it will stop sending arms to Ukraine over a grains dispute. And in the UK, 5 people are being charged on suspicion of spying from Russia. So that is the latest then on that. I just thought I'd read that. That's going up on the Sky News, and then that's that new package there shows you a picture there of him, Zelensky, in the White House. And then more about Robert Murdoch. Robert Murdoch's successor reveals as he steps down in quiet of Fox. It just says the son is getting it. Fox Murdoch is in his 90s, is stepping down from the chair. His son Lachlan will become the sole chair of News Corp and continue as executive chair. It shows you a young picture as well of Murdoch there when he started off. We thank him for the vision, his pioneering spirit, his steadfast determination. Writing to his colleagues, Mr. Murdoch said it was the right time for him to take on different roles, adding that he remains in robust health, according to the papers and the things that are going around. So I just go, and then on the US news, on the Sky News, 1 dead and dozens injured after bus crash. There was a bad accident actually in New York State with the bus. 1 person has died and dozens are injured, at least 5 of them serious after a bus crash and slid down an embankment on a highway in New York State. So that sounds serious enough. It shows you the bus there. Bus ended up several yards off the road, and that's the other accident there, a terrible accident. And then man drives off collapsed bridge following Google Maps. Family sues. It shows you on the Google map the road. It didn't show you it's shut, so family are suing seemingly. That was on the news as well. I saw that. So more about Trump. There's an article there about Mr. Trump. What are the investigations the former US president is facing? There are both criminal and civil investigations ongoing into Donald Trump and his business activities. There are currently probes in New York, Georgia, Florida, and into US Capitol rights in Washington. And it shows you a picture of good old Donald there. As I was saying, the FBI, Donald, are behind you. Watch the handcuffs. They're not long going on, as I say. And I say, lock 'em up. Lock 'em up immediately. Send 'em away for a long time. That's all I can end my podcast on. And Trump was formally booked on 13 charges at Georgia's Fulton County Jail on the 25th of August. While he was there, he had his mugshot and fingerprints taken, which he put up on Twitter to get votes and to get sympathy. And then Rudy Giuliani's mugshot in Georgia, that doesn't look any better. He looks depressed in it. He looks faked out. So that's no better. So I just thought I'd end my podcast talking about these two gentlemen. And that's the way I end it. And I hope you enjoyed my podcast. I'll be probably back with episode 41 again. I'm not sure when, but I thought I'd make the Friday. I suppose you'll be looking into late tonight. I'd be interested to see who he has on the chair and the show for the second episode. So thanks for listening to my podcast today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back again. So good. Goodbye then for now. Goodbye, and I hope you enjoy my podcast. Goodbye, and I'll see you again some other day. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.